All righty. Next up, Lori Brashear, and so Lori is with Riverstone Residential Group. All right, so organizational change, according to our pyramid we have here, has now worked its way up, or at least in our in our discussion today, at the organizational level. It's hit the executive level, and now it's hitting the talent management level, right? So what were you guys doing at Riverstone before PeopleAnswers, and kind of what drove the change?
Well, we're a property management company, a third-party property management company.
Okay.
So we have 750 locations across the country with a decentralized hiring model. So prior to PeopleAnswers, we did everything pencil and paper. So we were an all-paper shop.
Wow. All paper shop, and then went to PeopleAnswers, right?
Yes.
That's a fairly good-sized change. So I would imagine we weren't the only solution that you guys looked at. So why PeopleAnswers over whatever other solutions you looked at? What was the differentiator?
First and foremost, we were looking for compliance because we wanted to be sure that we were compliant across all of our locations with 750 people hiring. So we needed to be sure we were compliant, and we needed something that was scalable, that could handle the volume and folks from all over the country. And easy to use. You can imagine 750 managers, or what type of skill level they had. Some are great at it, some are not. So we needed something that was easy for people to understand and use. And then price was important for us too. We needed something at a very competitive price.
Okay, very good. Well, I'm glad to hear that we were, and you made a great choice. Anyway, so I think this is where your part of the story shines for me anyway, so you go from completely pencil and paper to everything online, massive change. So from the talent management perspective, what's the challenge with that? I mean, what did you see, and what was the challenge?
How do you do it?
Right.
So, I always say when we do any kind of implementation or deployment, it's a third, a third, and a third. A third of your people are excited about it, are ready to go. A third you can get on board pretty easily. And then there's a third that really you have to drag along. And so for us, it was how do we capture these people all over the country, not in one brick building, and get them excited about it. So we really used a multifaceted communication approach that worked well.
Okay, good deal. And you guys really kind of, as far as kind of selling this to, or part of selling this to the field was making it easy for them, kind of the 150 to 5. So talk about that a little bit.
Well, the way that I always talk about HR at our company or anything is that we used to take things that were 5 steps into 150. So for some reason, I could never figure it out. We had all these 150 steps to do things. And so we really said, this isn't that hard. So let's put it together and do it in really 5 steps. So we worked with PeopleAnswers and a number of other vendors to create a lot of integrations and to be sure that our processes were seamless. So people apply online at PeopleAnswers, you get hired, you run through your background check process, and then everything flows into our HRMS. So it's a very simple process for folks to understand and learn.
So you guys, we worked with you, designed a good solution, got that in place, but then again, still the challenge is how do you get everybody on board, right? So you guys were pretty creative in doing that. What were some of your strategies for making sure you met that challenge or that need?
One of our favorite things that worked well for us was really having our people who are using the tool as examples and highlights. So we very publicly highlighted folks who hired somebody at an 80 or 90 fit score and the success that followed. So someone got promoted very quickly. We also highlighted people who hired a 20 because maybe they worked with them before, they knew them, and those 20s lasted 2 or 3 months. So we definitely highlighted those and used our people as champions.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. And you, so you brought a video with you, right?
I did.
And it really kind of demonstrates some of the strategy that you just talked about. So if you want to set it up any more than that, please do, and then we'll play it.
Sure. So this year at our National Leadership Conference, we had about 350 of our leaders join us for a meeting, and we had the opportunity to talk about the PeopleAnswers ROI that we've received for a number of positions. And while we were preparing for our HR presentation, we had the opportunity to talk to a number of leaders who've used PeopleAnswers successfully, and we decided to take them to a back room and film them.
A back room and film them? What? Wow.
No, I mean, you'll see. It's a nice room. It was a nice room.
Bring it down, bring it down. The bathroom and film them.
To the side. And
I think people usually get in trouble for that, but anyway, go ahead.
It's HR. It's HR.
Oh, that was fun.
It's HR.
That's good. So it's
So
HR.
anyway, we filmed these people, and they each told us their story about how they use PeopleAnswers and what they like about it. We enjoyed it, and it was very powerful because people talked about in their own little way. So this is one of our associates that we think you'll enjoy.
Very good.
Welcome, Riverstone. I am LaWanda McCauley from the South Central region. Woo! South Central! I'm here to let you know how I absolutely love PeopleAnswers. It has made my life so much easier. It has now allowed me to have a work-life balance. Woo! In my Oprah voice. Anyway, it has really allowed me to streamline the process. I've got the right people. I'm able to put in the right positions at the right property. And if you're not using PeopleAnswers, you really need to be, because it really does. It's efficient, reliable. It's a great resource. I just thank Riverstone for allowing us to be able to have such a resource available. And if you're not using it, get on board today. Woo!
So yay,
That's awesome. All right. I love LaWanda.
We love her.
I'm telling you, I'm
She's
in love
off
with her
limits.
right now. That's
She's
great.
off limits.
And why? And that was a nice looking background. Why do the women's restrooms always look nicer? It seems like an unfair advantage, but anyway, it's another story for another day. All right. But this is really one of the gold nuggets, I think, that comes out of this story, right? We're you again put together the great solution. That what do you do with that thing? And that's exactly what you did. You went out. You started, building those fans. So I know you've also had some really great results. Have been live long enough to study it, so kind of give us the high level of the results you've seen.
We were thrilled to be able to do a study and focus on our overall population as well as leasing consultants, who are the people that greet all of our prospective residents and take care of our residents. So they're a very important position for us. And with both groups, we saw a reduction in turnover.
That's great.
Very quickly early on with the folks who were assessed versus those who were not.
That's great.
So we're pleased about that.
That's great. And then, as I understand, you followed your strategy, right? Get back out and started kind of broadcasting and making sure people knew and just continuing to build the credibility.
Any information that we have, I share, and we try to share in as broad of audience as we possibly can. And so whenever we're in a region or on the road, we put it in front of people, and whatever meeting we can, we're out there talking about the benefits and the positive results that the company's seen.
That's great. I think you've got a couple of takeaways that you wanted to share with us as well.
Sure. One of the things that's been beneficial for us is really our end-to-end approach, using all of the integrations as much as possible, making sure that we made things as simple as we could, which facilitates an ease of use for our folks, as well as compliance, which is so important, especially in this day and age. And we had so much fun with this video that LaWanda did. I would encourage anybody to try something like that, because people remember it, and then they're the champion, and it's not just another HR or program. It really is much deeper into the organization. Right.
That's great. And also, I was looking at your first bullet there. I think that's a really compelling one as well, right? That when as you showed success, as you were able to do this and able to build success and kind of prove that, then that really began to impact positively your overall budget. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
And, in HR, to think about decentralized hiring makes you twitch.
Right.
Look.
Twitch?
How can they possibly be doing this?
Right.
But that was our model. That's what's important. That's what the business could required and could sustain. And so what's happened now is that we have made the investment in PeopleAnswers. We've championed it. We've shown results. And that's given us the opportunity to further invest. So we are hiring some recruiters.
Yeah.
We are, adding some more staff to HR. And we're very, very pleased about that.
Yeah, and that's another kind of one of those just gold nuggets, right? I mean, that's so important. Anyway, great story. Thank you for sharing it with us. Thanks for telling us really how you kind of address the talent management need. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks much.